There exists a place at the outermost edge of our solar system. A frontier so far away that it stretches the limits of human thought. Here, the numbers we use to measure distance, miles, kilometers, light hours, collapse into meaninglessness. Even light, the fastest traveler in the universe, requires more than a full day to reach this frontier from the sun. It is not a world, not a planet, not a destination with soil to touch or air to breathe. It is a boundary. A natural border between the solar system that gave us life and the infinite ocean of interstellar space beyond. A threshold where the rule of the sun ends, and the laws of the galaxy take over. From this distance, the sun is stripped of its familiar majesty. It is no longer the blinding furnace that feeds Earth's oceans and forests, no longer the godlike presence that dominates our skies. Instead, it is reduced to a pale star, just another pinprick of light among billions. To stand here, if it were possible, is to see the sun not as a center but as a speck, fragile and small, like every other star scattered across the heavens. The silence is overwhelming. It is not silence as we know it on Earth, the hush of a forest, the stillness of a night. This silence is older, deeper, and absolute. It has lasted since the birth of the cosmos and will last long after every star has burned away. It is a silence that humbles, that reminds us of our own fragility. Every object that drifts here, comet, asteroid, or probe, moves without a sound, as though swallowed by eternity. Time itself feels different. Without dawn or dusk, without the rotation of planets or the rhythm of seasons, time becomes shapeless. It drifts like dust in the void, unmeasured, unmarked. Moments lose their edges, and what remains is the impression of endless duration. For humanity, time is memory, cycles, and change. But here, time is only persistence, a silent flow carrying ancient objects on orbits that last millions of years. The stars here shine with a brilliance unclouded by atmosphere. They burn sharp, cold, and impossibly distant. Some are young, blazing with furious blue light. Others are ancient, their energy fading, their light stretched thin by eons of travel. They remind us that stars are not eternal, that they too are born, live, and die. Among them, galaxies form vast rivers of light, spiraling in shapes too immense for the human mind to hold. To gaze at them from this edge is to realize that our own solar system is nothing more than a grain of dust in a boundless desert. And yet, the darkness between the stars is not empty. It is filled with remnants of creation. Wandering asteroids carved in the chaos of planetary birth. Frozen comets that have drifted untouched for billions of years, carrying within them the ingredients of life. Dust older than Earth itself, scattered by explosions of stars long gone. Every fragment here is a record, a silent testimony to cosmic history. At this boundary lies the heliopause. It is the invisible frontier where the solar wind, the stream of charged particles blown outward by the sun, finally loses its strength. Beyond it, the pressure of the galaxy takes over. The forces that govern the space between stars are stronger here than the breath of our own sun. It is the line between home and the wilderness beyond. This is the edge of the known. The last outpost of our solar system. It is not marked by fences or borders, only by silence, distance, and scale. To imagine standing here is to feel the weight of the cosmos pressing down, to feel the fragility of Earth and the enormity of what lies beyond. It is not simply a place. It is a reminder that the universe is vast, and that our story, no matter how important it feels to us, is only the faintest echo against the eternal. And yet, through this immense silence, something moves. A solitary traveler, small and fragile against the endless black. It drifts with steady purpose, carrying with it the memory of the world it left behind. This is Voyager. Launched in 1977, in an era when computers filled rooms and data moved slower than a heartbeat, Voyager was never expected to outlast its century. It was sent on a grand tour of the outer planets, its mission measured not in decades but in years. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, worlds we had seen only as distant dots were revealed in dazzling detail, thanks to this little spacecraft. It showed us volcanic moons hurling fire into space, frozen worlds with oceans beneath their ice, and rings made of dust and mystery. Voyager gave us our first true glimpses of the giant planets, expanding not just our knowledge, but our imagination. And yet, the mission did not end there. Long after its cameras were shut down, long after its primary tasks were complete, Voyager kept going. Its journey became something greater, a slow, steady escape from the gravity of the Sun into the deep ocean of interstellar space. It crossed boundaries no human hand had ever touched. First the orbit of Pluto, then the edge of the Kuiper belt, and finally, the heliopause itself. At that invisible frontier, Voyager became the first human-made object to leave the solar system and sail into the interstellar winds. But Voyager is not only a machine of science, it is a vessel of meaning. Attached to its body is a golden record, a time capsule meant for beings we have never met. On it are greetings spoken in 55 languages, from Akkadian to Zulu, each one a simple word of welcome. There is music from across the globe, the cries of ancient flutes, the precision of Bach, the rhythms of rock and roll, the voices of cultures separated by oceans and centuries. There are the sounds of Earth itself, the crash of waves, the rustle of leaves, the chirping of insects, the heartbeat of a mother and child. It is a portrait of life in all its forms, compressed into a fragile disk, sent adrift into eternity. Voyager carries no weapons, no flags, no symbols of conquest. It carries instead the essence of what we hope we are, curious, creative, yearning to connect. It is a gesture of humility, an outstretched hand into the unknown. Even if it is never found, the act of sending it defines something essential about humanity, our refusal to remain silent in the face of the infinite. Its journey is not without struggle. Every year, its power weakens. One by one, its instruments fall silent, its systems shutting down to conserve what little energy remains. Soon, its voice will fade entirely, its faint radio whispers no longer reaching Earth. Yet even when that day comes, Voyager will not be gone. It will continue forward, an eternal traveler, circling the Milky Way over millions of years. Long after the pyramids have eroded, long after languages have changed beyond recognition, long after Earth itself has transformed, Voyager will still be out there, carrying the memory of who we once were. It may pass near another star. It may wander forever unseen. Or, perhaps, in some distant epoch, long after humanity has changed or vanished, another intelligence may stumble upon it. To them, it will be a voice from the past, a fragile artifact saying, "We were here. We dreamed. We reached outward." Voyager is proof of what humanity can be at its best. A creation born not of division or conquest, but of curiosity and wonder. It is a reminder that our story is not confined to Earth, but stretches across the cosmos in the form of a small, golden messenger. So it drifts. Through silence. Through darkness. Through time itself. A symbol of hope, a whisper of our existence, a tiny spark against the infinite night. And with it goes our greatest truth, that even in a vast and indifferent universe, we dared to send out a song. A song that may never be heard, but one that will endure, carried by a lonely spacecraft, sailing endlessly in